Okay, good afternoon, ESTM third year. Sorry, medyo maingay ang ating ba. So, pinre-record ko to, pre-recorded na to yung discussion natin for today kasi naniguro lang ako in case na hindi ako makapag-online na baka brown out or mahina internet connection. So, by doing this, makakapag-discuss ako and mapapanood niyo ulit siya anytime. Available siya lagi. Kung gusto niyo i-review, so nandyan lang yung video. Okay, so yung discussion natin for today is about the system approach. Okay, first, system, a set of interrelated and interdependent parts arranged in a manner that produces a unified whole. So when we say interrelated, lahat sila factor A, si A related kay B, si B related kay C, and so on and so forth. When we say interdependent, si A naka-base kay B, si B naka-base kay A, si B naka-base kay C, so mga ganon. And unified sila or isa sila as a whole. An organized or complex whole, an assemblage or combination of things or parts forming a complex unitary whole. A system is basically a combination of parts or subsystems, yung tawag doon sa mga parts niya. Each part may have various subparts. So imagine niyo yung organizational chart, di ba? So yung system, yung buong chart. So president, vice president, under niya. And then under ng vice presidents, meron kayong mga dean. And under ng mga dean, may kanya-kanya pang, di ba, tauhan. So yun, basically, yun yung sinasabi nito, yung subsystems. So features of management as system. So management as social system, management as open system, adaptive siya, dynamic, probabilistic, multi-level and multi-dimensional, multi-variable, an integral approach, and multidisciplinary. Okay, so basic types of system. First is closed system, are not influenced by and do not interact with their environment. All systems input and output is internal. So when we say closed system, internal, environment, so within the company lang yon. So pag nasa SWOT siya, yun yung SW, di ba? Strength and weaknesses ng isang kumpanya. Ito yung mga variables, mga components na may control tayo. So closed system, yun yung mga different aspects or influencers within the company or within the business, inside the business. So when we say open systems naman, dynamically interact to their environments by taking in inputs and transforming them into outputs that are distributed to their environments. The four parts of a system. First is inputs, people, money, information. So kung nakikita niyo, di ba yung sa computer, di ba meron dong input, output, or input, process, output. So basically ito rin siya. So inputs are people, money, information, equipment, and materials required to produce and organizations goods or services. Profits, losses, employee satisfaction or discontent, and the like that are produced by the organization. When we say transformation process naman, the organization's capabilities in management and technology that are applied to converting inputs into outputs. Basically, yun yung sa computer, di ba? Yung input, process, output. And then feedback, information about the reaction of the environment to the outputs that affects the input. So, during one of my experiences sa pag-attend ng uh, seminars and exhibits. Nag-talk doon yung anak ni Joey Lina, yung may-ari ng Air 21. Sabi niya in business, meron tayong ang dalawang part lang daw ang meron ng business. Merong um, acceptance or yung acceptance success. Yan. Success and feedback. Wala raw failure sa business. So when we say success, ito yung business mo ay nag-succeed, yumaman ka or kumita ka. And yung the other part is hindi failure ang tawag niya. Ang tawag niya is feedback. So why feedback? Kasi daw feedback, ibig sabihin may ginawa kang hindi maganda or hindi nagustuhan ng customer mo doon sa business mo. Kaya hindi siya naging successful. So feedback ang tawag doon. So para mag-improve daw, next time na mag-engage ka sa business, you need this information na yung feedback ng iyong target market for you to be successful. So the organization is an open system. Ito yung environment. So meron kang input, may process, and then output. And syempre, bukod doon, meron pang iba't iba yan, di ba? Mga nakaka-affect dito sa mga to. So McKinsey 7S framework. It is a management model that describes 7 factors to organize a company in a holistic and effective way. Together, these factors determine the way in which a corporation operates. Managers should take into account all 7 of these factors to be sure of successful implementation of a strategy, large or small. They're all interdependent. So if you fail to pay proper attention to one of them, this may affect, excuse me, all others as well. On top of that, the relative importance of each factor may vary over time. So ito yung McKinsey 7S model. So yung hard S, ito yung strategy, structure, systems. And then yung soft S na apat, we have the shared values, style, staff, and skills. So what are the hard elements? So these are the strategy, structure, and systems. First, or by definition, hard elements are easier to define or identify, and management can directly influence them. These are strategy statements, organization charts, and reporting lines. So basically, hard elements are elements that may control yung isang business owner or some owner or yung ownership in general. So when we say soft elements naman, these are the shared values, skills, style, and stuff. Soft elements, on the other hand, can be more difficult to describe. Yeah, and are less tangible and more influenced by culture. However, these soft elements are important as the elements if the organization is going to be successful. So again, balik tayo dito sa hard elements, yung 3S na yung hard elements, yung tatlo. Strategy, of course, manggagaling yan sa company, di ba? Same goes with structure and system. But yung shared values, yung skill, yung style stuff, it varies. It will vary per individual, per manager. So medyo hindi siya ganun ka-controllable ng company. Kaya tinawag siyang soft elements. So the 7 elements: strategy, actions a company plans in response to or anticipation of exchanges in its external environment. It may also be seen as plans for allocation of resources to enable the company's identified goals. So ito yung strategy. So I believe or I will assume na third year na kayo. So somehow siguro may mga ginawa na kayo or you did activities in relations to strategy or strategizing. Like kahit naman sa sports, 'di ba? Sa sports, sa pag-aaral, sa pagre-review, there are different types of strategies. So same goes with the business or any business. So you should have an strategy, you should have action, you should have action plans with dealing with the external factors. So ano ba external factors na tinatawag? So when we say munang internal factors, ito yung sa within the company. So when we say external factors, ito yung nasa labas. Like weather, yun, yung climate, syempre, yung politics, yung mga bagay na wala na kayong control. So yung gagawin mo to at least minimize yung mga risk na tinatawag, you should have the strategy para malabanan yung mga external factors na yun na wala ng control yung kumpanya. Next is the structure, basis for specialization and coordination, influenced primarily by strategy and by organizational size and diversity. This is also the way that different units in the firm relate to each other. So yung structure, ito yung isa sa mga hard elements kasi may control dito yung company. Like kung sino ba yung magiging president, sino ba yung chair, treasurer, etc. etc. So yun. And structure is based on strategy kasi when you strategize, those people or i-structurize mo sila depending sa strategy mo. For example, si employee A, magaling siya sa gantong trabaho, so dito ko siya ilalagay. Si employee B, magaling siya dito. So, by strategizing, nabubuo mo na yung structure na tinatawag. So, next is systems, formal and informal procedures that support the strategy and structure. Often, internal systems are more powerful than they are given credit for. They are also the procedures and processes that characterize how the work should be done, and internal system used to accomplish the needed performance. So yung systems is the flow or yung pagiging maganda ng takbo ng business mo internally. Like for example, yung sa amin sa canteen. So yung system namin in terms of buying supplies sa school. So ang sistema doon is mag-ano kami ng tawag dito. Susulisit kami ng different suppliers. Tatanong kami ng kanilang mga prices. Doon depende dun sa kailangan ng canteen. And then afterwards, magde-decide kami or ng sa Bids Awards Committee. Sila yung nag-award nun kung kanino mapupunta yung kontrata. And then kung sino yung makukuha yun, sila yung ngayon yung magsusupply ng mga paninda sa canteen. So yun yung isang example ng system. So next is style, the culture of the organization, how key managers behave and what they do rather than what they say. It answers the question, how do they spend their time? What are they focusing their attention on? So ito na yung mga soft sa part ng 7S, di ba? Style. Yung isang, kasi per tao, iba't iba yan eh. Iba't iba yung style nila. Sila ba ay, or are they utilizing their time or are they maximizing their productivity doon sa buong oras ng katrabaho sila? Or they are more inclined to rest? Hindi nila mina-maximize yung oras na dapat tinatrabaho nila. So yun yung tinatawag na style. Next is staff. The human resource management or HR, the processes and efforts used to develop managers' socialization and the shaping of basic management values. It also includes ways of introducing young recruits to the company and support given to manage employees' careers. Basically, HR to. Human resource management. So yung pag-i-staff, you are hiring of people, so lahat yan dapat systematic. And when you are into human resource management or HR department, ang idea is or yung ideal is that you hire people that are super qualified dun sa trabaho, but yung isang factor doon na hindi makokontrol, paano kung halimbawa sa Minskat, main yan, malayo, marami nga qualified sana kaso medyo malayo yung Minskat main campus, so maraming nag-a-apply na medyo hindi sila ganun pa-excited mag-apply sa Minskat main kasi medyo malayo, di ba? So ngayon yung supposedly na dapat ay super qualified, mababawasan yung quality, yung qualification, and ma-hire ngayon yung um, willing lang na pumasok doon sa Minskat main campus. So yun yung hindi makokontrol na factor. Then kaya siya ay soft or ano ang tawag doon? Soft element siya, yung staff. Next is skills. So skills, there are the distinctive and core competencies of the company. They include the ways competencies are expanded or shifted. This can also be determined from the perspective of core competencies that exist and are developed in the firm. So skills, depending ulit yan sa tao, kung skills niya ay super qualified or hindi. So kung hindi naman, there are several ways para matulungan sila to improve their skills, individual skills, to be productive or to be an efficient employee ng kumpanya. Shared values, also called superordinate goals. These are the central beliefs and attitudes, guiding or guiding concepts and fundamental ideas around which a business is built. Usually stated as the abstract level, they have great meaning inside the organization. Even though outsiders may not see or understand them, they can be summarized as what the extent of the company stands for and what believes in. So when we say shared values, ito yung identity na tinatawag ng isang kumpanya. So for example, ang Jollibee is identified or is known to be child-friendly. Diba? Kahit yung mascot nila compared sa McDonald's, diba? Mas child-friendly yung kanila. So, yun yung shared values na yun yung gusto nilang sabihin na ito kami, malapit kami sa mga bata. So, yun yung sinabing shared values. So, these 7 elements have also help estimate the effectiveness of a firm. They are interrelated. If one element changes, it will affect all the others. So what are the advantages of system approach? It aims at meaningful analysis of organizations and their management. It facilitates the interaction between organization and its environment. It guides manager to avoid analyzing problems in isolation and develop an integrated approach. So yun yung isang maganda example ng systems approach. Kaya may tinatawag na ano, 'di ba, na board meeting, brainstorming wherein hindi isang tao lang yung mag-iisip ng gagawin at makaka-solve ng isang problema. So kung meron kang different subordinates or under mo, mga tao mo, kakausapin mo sila, 'di ba? So per department, yun, systematic yung pag-aayos ng mga cases na gano'n. So what are the disadvantages naman? Over-conceptual, the approach does not recognize difference in systems. Systems philosophy does not specify the nature of interactions and interdependencies, and practical. It cannot be easily and directly applied to practical problems. So kasi hindi naman lahat ng pinag-uusapan doon is applicable, di ba? So hindi raw siya practical. Wait. Okay. So disadvantages over conceptual daw, so puro concepts and hindi siya practical kasi most of that systems and subsystems are merely theory, so hindi sila nagagamit agad, hindi sila nagmamaterialize kasi more on concepts. So kumbaga puro salita less sa gawa. Parang ganun gusto niya sabihin. So implication of this systems approach, coordination of the organization's parts is essential for proper functioning of the entire organization. Decisions and actions taken in one area of the organization will have an effect in other areas of the organization. Organizations are not self-contained and therefore must adapt to changes in their external environment. So yung systems approach is having uh, different people on their respective department in line to their skills and knowledge. So parang sa Minskat din, like, kung yung tamang tao is nandun sa tamang department, depending sa skills and knowledge niya. So most probably yung flow niya ng takbo ng uh, organization ng Minskat campus or Minskat in general is maganda. But most of that systems like yung shared values, etc., hindi siya like sa disadvantage niya, ang sabi ang practical, hindi ka agad siya nakakasolve ng problema kasi like marami kasing theories. For example, si Department Head A, ito ang sinabi, si Department A or B, ito ang sinabi. So, puro siya concepts. So, ang mangyayari is mabagal yung takbo. So, but essentially yung sinasabi, having systems approach, magiging ang term dito, mas clear yung trabaho ng bawat isang tao per department. and mas madali nilang ma-address yung problema per department. Hindi sila laging centralized akit ng akit sa taas. So, yun yung sinasabi ng systems approach. So, as a review, ito yung 4 parts ng system. Meron kayong input. So, kung businessman yan, yan yung mga inputs na sinasabi. Meron people, information, equipment. And then, before sa output, meron kayong transformation process. So, yun dun yung ginagawa. For example, kayo ay may business kayo na paggawaan, halimbawa ng laruan. So, yung input niyo tao, pera, then equipment, and then yung transformation process is yung mismo manufacturing. And then output, obviously, is yung final product na. And pagkatapos ng final product, meron ng tinatawag na feedback. Diba? Sasabihin ng tao, hindi yan maganda, hindi siya matibay. So, ngayon babalik ulit kayo sa input. Ano ba yung dapat namin bawasan? Ano ba dapat namin dagdagan? And then, gagawin nyo na naman siya transformation process and then yung output. So, yun. Yun yung 4 parts ng system and ito yung pinaka outlook niya. And this McKinsey 7S framework is an idea or principle where it can help identify those hard and soft S, wherein a company can control the hard elements like strategy, structure, and systems, and medyo hindi ganun ka-identifiable yung soft elements, which are the shared values, skills, style, and staff. Okay? So, thank you for listening. Sana makapag-live na ulit tayo next time. Thank you. God bless and stay safe.